Another very useful feature within Canvas is the ability to create and add rubrics to your assignments and your discussions. To do this is very simple. When you're in your assignments page, after you've created the assignment, and that's very important, you have to have created the assignment before you can add the rubric, you'll see a button down in the bottom left-hand corner that says plus rubric. Click on that button. This will open up your rubric form. Here, you can search for a rubric within your other courses or within the Springfield Public Schools rubric lists. Click on Find a Rubric to do this. It will load the available rubrics. It will automatically default to the Springfield Public Schools database. These are the rubrics that are available for anyone to use. The middle column will scroll down through the rubrics, and then the right-hand column will actually preview that rubric. If you wish to use these as a starting point for yours, you can go ahead and use the rubric here and then edit it using the editing features I will show you when you create your own rubric. You can also access any rubrics you've utilized in other courses of yours down beneath the Springfield Public Schools option. So let's not import a rubric, let's just go ahead and start from scratch. To do that, you edit the rubric grid that shows up after you click plus rubric. First thing is to name your rubric. Once you've titled your rubric, you'll want to edit the content of your rubric. You have your criteria list. This is where you explain the criteria you're using to assess the students. In the middle, you have your ratings. It doesn't just have to be 2. I'll show you how to add more of these. These are the actual scores that you'll award the boxes based on the student's performance. The last section is the total points for that row. To edit your criteria, click on the pencil in the bottom right-hand corner of the criteria box. This will open up the edit box for your criterion. Go ahead and type the description of this criterion. Once you have entered your description of that criterion, you need to go in and edit your ratings. Canvas will default to 2 options. We can add additional options by clicking the plus sign or clicking the double arrow between the 2 ratings. Whatever you add, you'll want to go in and edit by clicking the box and editing it to say what you wish it to say. And then lastly, you want to check and make sure that your total points here match your full credit section in the ratings. Now I can go through and add additional criterion if I wish by clicking plus criterion and following the exact same process. You can delete criterion. This is useful if you've pulled a rubric from the Springfield database by clicking the X. Another option is to not use the ratings and just freeform your own comments, but still utilize the criterion when assessing. To choose this option, click the box next to I'll write freeform comments when assessing students. You'll notice the ratings went away and it simply says this area will be used by the assessor to leave comments related to this criterion. Also, the last thing you want to make sure that you do is click Use this rubric for assignment grading. This will allow you to fill out the rubric as you are grading in SpeedGrader, and then we'll make sure that Canvas automatically registers that score for the students. Once you are done, you may click Create Rubric, and it will show that rubric as now part of the assignment. You can also use rubrics when grading discussions. To do this, load the discussion. Once you have your discussion loaded, you'll need to click on the gear in the upper right-hand corner and choose Add Rubric. There is no rubric option in the bottom left-hand corner like assignments. Then, now it's just like creating the rubric for the assignment. There are multiple discussion rubrics already created if you go and find a rubric and access the Springfield Public Schools section. Now that you have a rubric with this assignment, you will use the rubric to grade the assignment. Once students have submitted their assignments, go into SpeedGrader. It will load what's been turned in. Here's the sample answer that was turned in based on that assignment. Click on View Rubric to bring up your rubric. If you have many different criteria, you might want to go ahead and slide this over. This way you'll be able to actually see and read all of the criteria. So you go through and choose where that student falls. It automatically scores it at a 3 out of 5. and then I would click Save. It saved it and automatically added that to my grade, so a 60%. And that is how you can utilize rubrics with your assignments and discussions in Canvas.